Looking at Taylor Swift over Travis Kelce's engagement choice, Andrea Swift becomes emotional. Taylor Swift had always been the model of grace in public. She controlled her feelings even in the middle of turmoil in her life. But on this particular night, she sat alone in her penthouse apartment in Nashville, and something inside her cracked. Taylor's focus was on the television, even though the glow of the city lights outside her window created long shadows across the room. Just now, a news piece on Travis Kelce had aired, and the reporter's words kept coming back to her. Reportedly considering proposing to his girlfriend Taylor Swift, NFL player Travis Kelce is unsure about the timing, but while some fans are excited about a rushed engagement, others claim Kelce has confided in friends that worries his already strong relationship would cause strain. Taylor's hands shook as she held a cup of chamomile tea, but it had little effect to slow her racing heart. Others worry the couple is moving too quickly.
You look good, man. You're
all right, all right.
Come on, Travis Kelce in the house.
The headlines had been from a quiet couple savoring each other's company to a worldwide spectacle, relentless. Ever since she and Travis went public with their relationship has been. Every minute of their love story was examined, and today the entire planet was debating his choice. Taylor loved Travis very much, not that she wasn't ready for a commitment. From her concerts to her laughter, even on the most trying days, he had been there for her through the craziness of the Iris Tour. He was everything she had ever wanted for a partner, gentle, resilient, and encouraging. But now she was confronted with a terrible reality. He was unsure.
Just to let everyone know, Taylor and I got engaged last week. We wanted to keep it a secret from everyone because we wanted some privacy.
Andrea Swift sees her daughter break down, right across the room. From the shy teenage songwriter writing in her bedroom to the confident superstar selling out stadiums. Andrea Swift had seen Taylor through every phase of her life, yet at this moment, Taylor was not the perfect icon millions loved. She was just a young woman in love, afraid of losing something priceless. Andrea knew her daughter had gone through heartbreak before. She had seen the fallout from broken relationships, lonely evenings, and songs bearing the weight of sorrow. But this time was different. Her heart hurt as she watched the tears filling Taylor's eyes. Taylor was unsure, gently, not only broken-hearted. Andrea moved over to lay a consoling hand on Taylor's shoulder. "Talk to honey," she said gently. Taylor exhaled shakily and set down her tea. She wanted not to cry, yet the feeling was too strong. "Mom," her voice barely above a whisper, admitted she knew nothing about what to do. "Though I love him, what if he is starting second thoughts? Suppose this is just too much for him." Andrea sat next to her, gently hugging Taylor. "Sweetheart, loving someone does not mean one never questions themselves. It simply shows that you are enough concerned to consider everything. Travis loves you. I have seen it in his eyes. Perhaps he just wants to be sure he does this right." Taylor stammered, dabbing away a tear. "But why is he stopping? Surely he only knows." Andrea moaned. "Not everyone moves at the same speed, sweetheart. Sometimes the greater the love, the more one fears making mistakes. You are aware that better than everyone." Taylor nodded, but the heartache persisted. She had always believed in love, the kind of love that left no room for doubt and that made you certain. She had dreamed about it in her songs and written about it. But is real love always that basic? The conundrum facing Travis Kelce, his brother. Sitting across from him, Jason Kelce watched him with a knowing look. "Dude," Jason remarked, sipping his beer, "you're overanalyzing this. What is the holdup if she loves you and you love her?" Travis waved his hand through his hair. Simply said, "I want to avoid screwing this up." "Man, also, Taylor has gone through so much. I want her to feel free to say no based on public expectations or pressure." Jason nodded with a smile. "Bro, she's Taylor freaking Swift. She will let you know if she doesn't want something. Please trust me." Travis sighed and fixated on the ring. "I just want to get it perfect." A phone call bringing everything back to Nashville changed. For what seemed like an eternity, Taylor fixed her gaze at her phone. She was terrified of the response, even though she wanted to call him to ask him straightforward what he was considering. It vibrated just as she was ready to lay her phone down. Travis was giving her a call. Her heart surged into her throat as she responded. "Hey," she said gently. "Hey, Tay." His voice came through the receiver, friendly and familiar. "You're all right?" Taylor stammered. "Not known. On the other end, I watched the news covering Travis. Sure, I assumed you might." There was a long stop before he resumed. "Taylor?" I'm hesitating since I want to do this right. I'm not hesitating since I want to marry you. I want this to be exactly right for you and for us." Tears welled up in Taylor's eyes once more, but this time they were from relief rather than from gloom. "Nothing has to be perfect, it only has to be us." Travis smiled. "Would you then say, if I asked you right now, yes?" Taylor burst out laughing among her tears. "Experiment with me?" There was a break, then Taylor, "Andrea Swift, would you wed me?" Taylor gasped, shocking her mouth. "Are you genuinely serious?" "As grave as I have ever been," Travis said. "I love you, Tay. I have no want to wait anymore." Taylor's heart grew to swell. She needed him, not a grand gesture or a perfectly thought-out proposal. She did indeed whisper 1,000,000 times. Indeed, Andrea Swift wiped away a tear of her own. Her daughter had discovered the love she had always dreamed of, and as Taylor laughed through her joyful sobs, Andrea realized this time her heart was in safe hands. Andrea Swift was far from unwinding on a quiet, rainy evening in Nashville, a cozy cabin tucked far down in the hills, the soft crackling of the fireplace mixed with the rhythmic sound of raindrops on the windows. Her gut was knotted, and she felt something was wrong. Taylor had been developing her relationship with Travis Kelce apparently more strongly than ever for several months, but something had changed. Andrea could see the faint melancholy her daughter harbored when she thought no one else was around. Andrea grabbed her phone and slid through her daughter's most recent social media entries. Though Andrea noticed something else. The images were different. There was a lingering emptiness, a sense of longing in her daughter's smile that didn't seem to match the typical excitement. Taylor was pictured at concerts, in the studio, and at home. Taylor entered the room just then. Her soft blue eyes looked weary. She gave a weak smile when she saw her mother, but it was not the usual brilliant grin Andrea had become used to. "Hello, Mom," Taylor said, her voice a little quieter than usual. "I wasn't sure you would be up this late. I stayed awake, unable to fall asleep," Andrea said, patting the seat next to her. "Come sit with me for a little. We need to talk." Taylor hesitated, staring at the fireplace, then sinking onto the couch next to her mother. Andrea watched her daughter fidget, her fingers twitching over a hair strand. Taylor wasn't one to fidget unless something bothered her, and Andrea knew she was under great weight. "Taylor, what's going on?" Andrea asked quietly, her hand lightly combing her daughter's hair back from her face. "You have been far off lately, and I can tell it hurts." Taylor inhaled deeply, her chest rising and falling with the weight of unsung words. "Mom, I'm not sure. Everything's happening so quickly." Andrea's heart dropped. She knew this day might arrive. Taylor had been so honest about her relationship with Travis, the world observing as the couple's chemistry developed before their eyes. But now it seemed that the man who had caught Taylor's heart was withdrawing, uncertain of what the future held. "Surely he is the one?" Andrea asked with worried voice. Silence from Taylor told volumes, and Andrea's heart tightened in her chest. "I saw he was..." Tears starting to well up in her eyes, Taylor finally whispered, "But now I'm not sure. He hasn't mentioned the future." Uncertain of what to believe, the dam collapsed. Tears welled up in Taylor's eyes, and she couldn't hold them back anymore. "Mom, I felt we had something real," she sobbed, her voice breaking with passion, "but right now I'm just afraid." As Andrea drew Taylor into a tight hug, clutching her daughter close, her heart cracked. She had never seen Taylor like this, vulnerable and doubtful. Andrea had always taken great satisfaction in being the consistent rock in Taylor's life, the one who always knew what to say and when to offer support, but in this instant she felt exactly as lost as her daughter. "Honey, I know you're terrified," Andrea said quietly, her voice full of empathy. "Love is difficult, though. Relationships take time. If Tra is the one, Mom, you will know you have to start believing I might not be able to do this anymore." Taylor started to cry, her voice choked with feeling. "Suppose he wants different things than what I do. Suppose I'm simply following something inappropriate for me." Andrea kissed her daughter's forehead and her eyes stung with tears. "You surpass your own strength. Taylor, you've always known how to follow your heart. If Travis is the one for you, he will see that. But first, you have to take care of yourself. You deserve someone ready to take that next step with you, someone who sees you for exactly who you are." Taylor tried to compose herself, wiping her eyes, but her hands shook as she looked up at her mother. "Suppose I'm too afraid to take that next step. Should I not be sufficient?" Although Andrea's heart broke for her daughter, she was not going to let her give up on love yet. You are more than enough. Never forget that.